time to get stuck into the show proper. We will, of course, start with the most important part, the indie of the week.
Oh, but what is it, Jerry? I don't know. It's not on the sheet.
I know, it's great, isn't it? I love the look of fear and terror in your eyes. This week, we're going to be taking a look at Wee Wolf miniatures.
Oh, well, automatically, I'm in love. So,
so it's a small company out of America.
Run by a dog.
Still more impressive. No posable thumbs. I'm hoping at some point they'll get Lovecraft 2020 to do some painting. Being a cat, that's a massive tribute. As you can see, they have a sort of a early 20th century, late 19th century sort of bent. So you've got some World War I, Austro-Hungarians, Great Northern War, Franco-Prussian, and then Awez. Cool. Come to Awez at the end.
Awez.
So the ranges, the idea is no range will be started if it's never going to be completed. So some of them are relatively new and are still sort of building. But it does give you an idea of where things are going. So the World War I is the biggest at the moment. Also big pictures, which I'm sure Lloyd would love. What a shame I've done this in the week he's not here. Oh, no.
Somewhere Lloyd is in his gaming shed that's being built going, yes!
Don't worry. The next time Lloyd's back, I've got a whole slew of stuff. Oh, half of them don't even have pictures. That's really, but the stuff that does have pictures are quite nice. So.
Just have to imagine.
Yeah. I love it. It's the good old days. Anyway, so Franco-Prussian French.
Wow.
Some really nice
Those are really cool
figures in here. Bush. And as you can see, the sort of things you would expect, marching, advancing, running like lunatics, all of that. And so much
I love
more.
that there is a distinct focus on mustaches. Facial hair is front and center, which makes sense, in my opinion. So,
but of course.
Yeah.
Very, very much so. It's, nobody's chucking gas around at this point. You don't need to fit your face into a gas mask. Which is, I know somebody's frantically typing in the comments. We know that's not why they cut the mustaches down. But anyway. But yeah, so Franco-Prussian, interesting little start. Obviously, I mean, beyond that, you probably need some line artillery, which you can pick up from various places and go nuts with. So it's that's a little sort of sousson of figurines to begin with.
I like that they've still got are they called epaulets? The ones on the side, they've still got those on the
with the tasseled epaulets. Yeah.
It's very cool.
I mean, it really does bridge the gap between sort of Napoleonic and World War I, because you've got coming out of that era of Napoleonic with the very flashy uniforms, and then obviously, for the start of World War I, they hadn't really drifted too far away from this.
Yeah,
but. Yes, it's quite cool. We'll take a look at the Austro-Hungarians because it's another relatively recent fellow.
Ooh, painted as well.
Yeah, don't get used to that. Just saying. But again, some nice figures in here for your, they would work for a couple of different nationalities within that area. Of World War I, but with games like Blood and Valor and things like that popping around, World War I's getting a slight resurgence at the moment, which is quite nice. I also like the fact that guy's out signaling like a madman with his flags, which is great. It just makes it a really, I mean, you've got your medic, you've got your signalman, you've got a sniper at the end. It's just a nice little set of
stop shooting the artillery.
Of different.
I think he wants us to keep firing the artillery.
Maybe he's just auditioning for the front cover of Help. I don't know. Could go either way. Look at the tash on that. Look at the wicked handlebar.
Beautiful.
But yeah, some nice skirmishers, and then your junior officers who get the fun of being at the front, going, "Good luck, Skipper. Lead those men into battle. Maybe you'll come home."
They won't come home.
And the senior officers who obviously need binoculars because they're so far behind the front line that they can't see it. They have to look out for the signalman going, "Everybody's dead."
They can just see the junior officer being shot.
Just the distance.
I learned this week that in the American Civil War, both the sides would normally build like signal towers behind the lines that the commanders would stand on, and I was like, it's very much the get me a ladder kind of thing. I need to see what's going.
Oh, very much so.
I picture the waving flags at each other from across the battlefield. It's just all obscenities.
He's just swearing at me in semaphore.
But yeah. So the Austro-Hungarians, quite nice. Here's one for Shay, which is the World War I set at the moment. Is all about the Russians. And it's quite nicely fleshed out. Supporting cast.
I love me.
Great way of doing it. Yeah,
love me some World War I Russians.
Tiny again. I need the big.
You need to be patient as well. Jerry.
Yeah. Click too quick. Again. Nice character and detail on them.
Yeah.
Very nice.
He's a rough-looking old cove over there.
I love how every bearded man in a Russian army just ends up looking like Lenin. It's.
I'll go one further. If I get the senior officers up.
Oh, hello.
Would you look who it is?
Look, he's got distinctly German. By German, I mean British. By British, I mean royalty. Look, doesn't he? Bloody half a dozen cousins having a little tiffle. It's like getting drunk at a wedding and kicking off. That's what happened in World War I. That family just decided to have a bit of an argy-bargy, and we all got sucked in. So yeah.
Those are very cool. I like those. Lots of character built into them, which is nice to see.
Oh god, yeah. They're a delight. The officers. Let's kill those to there and bring up an MG team because I'm sure Shay will want to see one.
Oh, of course.
I want you to see my Maxim.
Beautiful. Still being used today.
Really being used today?
It's a workhorse.
God.
It's one of those things that whenever you hear about things like the Luger being too overly engineered,
right?
And failing in the desert an awful lot in World War II because of the dust and sand getting in. Same sort of thing, but in reverse here. It has so few moving parts and so simple are the mechanisms that they just keep on trucking.
I suppose it's like the AK-47, isn't it? Like, why, what? If it's not broke, don't fix it, kind of thing.
Yeah, it still works.
Yeah.
Look at that, Shay. Somebody with a megaphone screaming at people to get forward.
It's like me in Stalingrad.
It's like you in Stalingrad. Which is nice to see.
Very cool.
I like these. The Russian infantry standing around.
I love that they've just gone, this is the designation of this kit, just standing around. Yeah.
Having we wander around, guarding a post, give them a route to stand at and make sure that everybody is checked as they go past.
Oh, 0 to 100 hours, World War One edition.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could do that. There's no reason you couldn't do that.
It'd be nice to have one who's like leaning, sleeping.
Just leaning. I mean, if you're going to fight, you should at least, I suppose, stand upright. You're leaning on stuff. The Great Northern War. So this is a beefy old thing, as you can see.
Oh, 7 pages of glory.
So there's Carl himself. Hello, Carl. Charles XII. Particularly good general, by all accounts.
That makes a difference in history.
Yeah. So. It's a nice change from things. I like him striking his pose just before he goes down and annexes Zealand off the Danes. Unlucky Danes, you had your chance.
That's really nice. Lots of detail again, which is good to see. Yeah.
I'll throw up some Russian grenadiers, as I'm currently about to paint some Russian grenadiers, but not for this period. No, you won't get bigger. Oh, it's a shame. Look at them with their lovely little mitre hats. Kind of everything. I'll throw up a Swedish
Everybody
gun.
loves a good cannon.
Yeah, so this would be the early 1700s.
Right.
So that sort of piratey period for people who like that sort of ilk. Let's open the Swedish Horse Command, jump on and see about some of the others. Russian. Pike and shot all the way.
This is very in-depth as a range then. So
Yeah,
you're going to get everything you need for this.
Well, this was I think the first one completed. So, but specifically focusing on the Russian, Swedish side of things. So there were quite a few fights there. At one point, unfortunately, Karl decided he would go and have a go at the Russians because Sweden owned a big ass chunk of Finland at that point. Finland was part of the sort of Swedish Empire.
I see.
And then it went horribly wrong. One of those retreat from Russia in the snow, eat your own boots kind of things.
Again.
I mean, I think this was one of the first ones, but yeah.
It should have been a lesson.
the army that had up until that point been very, very good ended up being not quite as good. Some would say mostly gone. He managed to resurrect it somewhat. He had 18 good years of kicking around during that period, and then just a couple of very bad years against Russia. But yeah, I think they're lovely little figures.
All the bits and pieces you need for making your infantry and your cavalry, and then moving in with artillery as well. Very cool.
I refuse to paint Swedes.
I love that.
I actually like the blue and the yellow.
Oh, the blue and yellow is really nice, but I just refuse to do that much yellow on that many things.
Big flamboyant banana pants. There we go.
Not happening. There's the Russian artillery. So same limber, but different crew.
That guy's got the right idea. Cool guys look away from explosions.
I think he's just dropped a coin.
Where's my lucky coin?
That's my monthly wage.
Oh, that looks cool. I like that.
Yeah, the Great Northern War stuff is absolutely gorgeous. Really nicely detailed, and a good, not overly fussy level of detail on them. You can sometimes see really, really nice models with a load of the lace work really perfectly executed. But when you're batch painting units and regiments, I really don't want to do that. I want to get away with the bare minimum, please. Thank you very much. And to that end, I will. But that Great Northern War range is absolutely corking.
That's really cool.
Like I say, there's more in there, but we should leave people to dive in, have a ferret around, and see what they can find in that regards themselves.
By their new armies.
Yeah. There is one less thing I want to have a look at. Awez.
Awez. I don't know what this is. What?
Me neither. Never even heard of it.
Oh.
If I open this one. So this is the Witch of the West. She may or may not be wicked.
Well, that's just awesome.
Yeah.
And so we have the land of Awez with the Witch of the West's polearm musketeer and the grenadiers with punt gun.
Nice.
You know what punt gun is, Shay?
Yes.
We've recently watched a video on one.
Have you?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
So obviously for people at home, punt guns are generally meant to be fired from a punt of a small rowboat type thing because the kickback is enormous. This time, the Wicked Witch has just got some poor buggers to hold it. He's going to be deafened.
Oh, yeah.
And that guy's going to land somewhere in the next field. In fact, with the way his hand is, he may even catapult the guy at the barrel end just over his shoulder.
What was it? The video we were watching said 800 pounds of recoil from a punt gun.
Crikey.
Something like that.
They used to go bird hunting with these things, and it would take down an entire flock. So a flock of birds would take off, like waterfowl would fly, and they would fire it and just take half of the flock away. Go, boom, look at me.
I'm such a good hunter, I have the easy mode button.
Yeah, very
the equivalent
100%.
of dropping dynamite into the river to get the fish.
Yeah. Yes,
kind of thing. Yeah.
Very much that. In every way, shape, and form. There's some command figures as well. And I love these because they've got a really weird look to them. With the big furry helmets and that sort of thing, but not half as weird as page 2 of the land of Awez, because I'm assuming it's far, far away, because these are all the Corvi. Which obviously Ben will hate for their Birds with hands.
Birds with hands. No.
No, you can't do it. But look at him coming at you with his awesome double. I know they're like
Tengu kind of thing.
Yeah, because and then he's got obviously his little. There's a name for them. I can't remember what the name for those picks are. Japanese picks are, but yeah.
I will admit they do look neat.
Yeah, I don't know if the because I've not read any of the Oz books, of which there are.
I've only ever seen the movie.
170 or something like that. Yeah. Frank Baum wrote millions of them. So I imagine these forces occur in them in places because there's a lot more. I mean, when you write 24 books on the world, you can flesh it out a lot more than that just Wizard of Oz book that we see, the sort of the initial, flying monkeys and stuff. But obviously, stuff like these kicking around is just absolutely.
Is it Alternative Armies or Sally Forth who do the other Oz stuff?
Sally Forth.
Sally Forth
do an Oz-based game.
So you could mix things together in that sense as well, which would be cool.
I thought.
Are they the same scale or are they?
I thought Sally Forth smaller.
Oh,
I think it's like 15.
Dash.
Don't hold me to that. It's been a while since I've looked at it, so
wow.
I could be wrong. But I really love them with their little fancy pants. And their hands.
Literal fancy pants. Yeah. Mm. It's a very good painting of a J as well.
Yeah.
Very important. Yeah. You've got to get your right bird
get the birds
coloration.
right. Yeah.
I mean, paint them up as titmice. Go for your guns. So there we go.
I love that we've had all this like serious historical stuff and they've gone wacky.
Yeah. Then right at the end, we're going to take you to land far, far away.
Yeah.
Which may or may not be where that comes from. I don't know. But anyway, yes. So Wee Wolf miniatures, just a really nice little collection of stuff, especially if you fancy doing a bit of the old Russian and Swedish Great
proper
War,
indie.
Proper stuff in there. But yeah, check them out, have a butcher's, and maybe start some games in the land of Oz. All right, we'll be back after the swish for the news.